Hey everyone, and welcome to another Ink trip where I'll take you on a journey through art and anecdotes. Before we go, I'd like to say a quick thank you to the people who have left some feedback for me on my videos so far. It's been really great to listen to your feedback, and I hope to continue improving on my videos as the weeks go by. This week we're going to get a little bit festive in one of Spain's lesser known cities. Prepare for a trip to Vienna in the Valencian Community. Now you're probably thinking, Vienna's in Austria, not in Spain. I'm talking of course about the city of Vienna with two L's in its name, pronounced with a very heavy Spanish accent. Vienna. Vienna. Whatever you do, just don't call it Villena. The city of Vienna is not very large, but there are definitely things to see and do all over the place. We're going to visit the iconic Atalaya castle right in the heart of the city. Just outside the city, we can say hola to rescued primates and big cats at Primadomus. If it's a hot day, we'll want to cool down with an ice cream from Chapi's. It wouldn't be a bad idea to warm up again with an award-winning coffee from Thalys. Depending on when you're visiting, we can enjoy one of several fiestas that sweep through the city at any time throughout the year. We'll probably get hungry at some point, but luckily Vienna has a lot to offer in terms of gastronomic experiences. And lastly, if it's a weekend, we can nurse the hangover with a refreshing walk in the mountains alongside man's best friend. Vámonos Atomos! Castillo de la Atalaya is a Moorish fortress built at some point before the 12th century. Atalaya Castle is a provably robust stronghold resisting 3 sieges by James I of Aragon, who eventually conquered it in the year 1240. Many years and a couple of changes of occupancy later, the citizens of Vienna rebelled against the Moors under the influence of Catholic monarchs. Since 1476, the castle has been a royal possession, and for almost 90 years now it has been an historical, artistic monument in Spain. Getting to the castle is a little bit of a trek because although it's located right in the center of the city, with all of its side streets it's easy to get lost, and getting lost climbing a bunch of stairs can be really tiring as well. So let's give our tired little legs a break and drive out to the mountains where we're going to get some fresh air and meet some very special animals. At this point I should probably mention that if you've never heard of Vienna before, you're not alone. If you have and you're not from the area, there's a very good chance you are, or at some point were, a member of the team at Primadomus. Fundación Primadomus is the Spanish site of the Dutch exotic animal rescue center Stichting Aap. Located roughly 7.5 kilometers south of Vienna, it has been around for more than 10 years now, sheltering primate victims of the illegal pet trade in Europe, including Barbary macaques, pigtail macaques, marmosets, and chimpanzees. Unlike its headquarters in the Netherlands though, Primadomus also has an entire department dedicated solely to housing big cats such as lions, tigers, a cougar, and this queen, who were more than likely to have been rescued from the entertainment industry. I was lucky enough to work alongside all of these animals as a part of the European Solidarity Corps for a year from September 2018 to exactly this time last year. One of the most memorable moments for me was actually being involved in a rescue transport. Well, I wasn't as much involved as I was present. I didn't drive the transport van, I didn't receive the animal from the Guardia Civil. What I did was control the temperature in the van, so you're welcome. Working in the heat was quite a challenge. Speaking of the heat, let me know in the comments how the weather is in your part of the world where you're watching from. Here in Sydney, it's starting to get a lot warmer, so I'd really kill for an ice cream right now. Chapi's Ice Creamery is named after the Spanish composer Ruperto Chapi y Lorente, who was born in Vienna in 1851. Chapi is a well-celebrated individual within the city of Vienna, having, among other things, a school, a park, and a performing arts theatre named in his honor. Around the corner from the Ruperto Chapi Musical Society is Thalys. You may recognize the name as a French-Belgian high-speed train operator, but this is no ticket office. It's in this cozy cafe where we can enjoy an award-winning coffee from barista Javier Carrion. I remember ordering a few different coffees from him, mostly to practice my Spanish, but my personal favorite was the Café Bonbon, a condensed milk coffee popularized in Valencia. What it might lack in size, it makes up for in pure excellence. On to the main event, which in Vienna could be one of many things, depending on which time of the year you're visiting. There's the Medieval Festival in March, where, among other things, you can witness a medieval wedding at the castle. In December, there's Navidad, which is, of course, the Christmas celebration. Then there's the main event in Vienna. Moros y Cristianos is a week-long fiesta starting from September 4 through 9 that recounts the history of the Moorish and Christian power play through costume parades, lots of loud noises, and general merriment. While the same is done by other cities nearby, Vienna hosts by far the largest and most popular Moros y Cristianos fiesta, drawing visitors from all over the place to this small city. Are you getting hungry, Lily? I know I am. Luckily in Spain, a lot of restaurants are open until late. If you're dining out with a group, one of the most common ways to do it is with share plates known as tapas. And why not wash it down with a refreshing cerveza or dos, tres, cuatro. It's Saturday morning. Or is it Sunday? I'm not even sure anymore. We may have partied a little bit too hard at the fiestas, but what better way to nurse the hangover than with a refreshing walk in the mountains alongside man's best friend. On weekends between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., you can exchange your photo ID for a shelter dog at Protectora Villena. Situated just up the road from the cemetery, the dogs at this shelter wait presumably all week for a chance to stretch their legs. I'm not sure if there was some kind of order or roster to determine which dogs would get a walk on which day, but once the staff got to know me, or at least my tolerance for big, energetic dogs, they would always give me the same sweet boy, Nilo. Nilo, I really hope that you found your forever home by now, and I'm really sorry that it's not here in Australia, but someone out there is going to take really good care of you, I know it. Guys, we've reached the end of our trip to Vienna. Let's take a look back at our itinerary to see just how we did. As always, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me on this trip. It's been a real pleasure to show you around one of the cities that has captured my heart in the past few years. I'll be back at some point next week with another ink trip for you. But don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get a notification when I am back. Of course, there's also my Instagram account @inktrips where you'll get clues as to where we're headed to next. For now, we're going to call it a day though. This one has been a particularly challenging ink trip because I'm not very good at drawing portraits or people in general. So some of these drawings have really pushed my creative boundaries a little bit, and I have to say I'm quite happy with how they've turned out. What do you think though? Let me know in the comments. But until next time, guys, adios.